And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Left hand of the map, Tunison does drop the safe dock in the back. Mini Yeti on the right side also takes his safe dock. Loki and Hades. We're on the map, Budapest. I have to point out to you, like, this is the distance between, like, I'm zooming in and I've zoomed in and I can see both players starting towers in the one screen. We can go one further and I still see the base. Can I go one more? No. Okay, now they're gone. Now they're gone. Okay. I can see the shadow. I can see the shadow of the tower and the other thing in this. Look, I can see them both still. That's the point. They're really close together. But both players have got easy access to the backside. They can come back over here, get the gold mines there, over here, over here. It's all fine. You've got plenty of room to move backwards on the map. But we'll see how it's going to go. Mini Yeti does move over onto this position, drops a dock here. 2 docks tend to be your stock standard for Greek. I'm a little surprised to see Tunison not go for the middle here. Don't really see there's a bad reason for Norse to go for the middle of the map first. On Budapest, you can sometimes manage to get the entirety of the fish and maybe catch your opponent out on the wrong side with their second dock. But both players just going to get their fishing ships going. Makes perfect sense. I'd really like that we're seeing Loki here from Tunison. Like, sure, you could pick Zeus and you could play a Zeus versus Hades, but I like the Loki. I think this is a lot more spice than some of the more simple picks. And the spice is what's nice. You don't want to play simple in tournament. You want to play something you're comfortable with, but something that your opponent's not comfortable with. You don't want both people to be comfortable in the game. That's important. Whether or not Mini Yeti is used to playing against Norse with his Greek or not, I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. The dock is now up for Tunison. He needs another house. He needs a temple and all the other good stuff. Mini Yeti gets himself his next house, and I think both players will end up with about 16 fishing spots at the end of the Archaic Age when Classical Age starts. So it's going to be a lot of food. Let's check out the relics over here, right next to General Malagus. We've got Tusk of Dankang for the pig spawning shenanigans. Over onto this side, we've got the Tail of Cerberus. Special attack recharge time minus 25%. Onto this side, we've got the Shenong's Okre Whip. Villager gather rate for the farms going up by 5%. Probably not going to see all too many villagers on farms in this game. And then Ulla's Bow is always nice with the +1 ranged attack, especially for Norse, because a lot of the time you are sitting there losing your throw and axeman to Peltast. 1 extra range could help you drag the Peltast into a dangerous position. Sometimes. But the temple is up, and a classical age for both players is going to start coming in. And we do see Ares from Mini Yeti. Of course, the map is close. He's got room to be very, very aggressive here. And a little deviation from Tunison. We've been seeing Heimdall very often on this map and on water in general for Loki. But Tunison picks the Force Yeti. Does allow him to get faster Herser. Heimdall doesn't give any bonus for your heroes at all. So he gets the faster Herser, gets the faster Berserks, the faster Herdman. And also Trolls. But yeah, a little bit of a surprise to see the Ares and a little bit of a surprise to see the Force Yeti. So both players doing something a little bit off meta, I would say. As 4 villages on favor for Mini Yeti. He wants some Cyclops. The Cyclops are wanted. I mean, he could also be wanting Capacists. One of them. Okay, let's lock down the Ares versus Norse. Most important thing here. Sure, you can get Toxotes, but you don't want to go Toxotes right away. I think, not inside of this. I think what you want to do is you want to go Pacifist, Hippias with your Cyclops. As I say that, 1 military academy coming down. Another Cyclops is going to be on the way. Does Tunison understand what's coming in? Scout coming... Nope, not the scout. There's no vision of the temple at the moment. He's got no idea how many Cyclops are coming. It's only 3, but still 3 are up. The Sentinels in is enough to scare away this stuff here too. You see a Great Hall coming down. Let's have a little quick look. Did both players get their upgrades? Yes, they do. There's going to be so much fish in as the Cyclops have been shown up onto this top side. This is dangerous for Mini Yeti. I actually wouldn't mind seeing him get a transport ship in or a trireme in just in case, so he has an escape route for those Cyclops. Because if Dunison has himself out enough Hersa, he can just come over here and kill off those Cyclops, trading like 3 or 4 Hersa for 2 Cyclops into those heroes. That's completely fine. But the dock goes down. The whole Ares Cyclops strategy has been exposed as we see another Great Hall coming down. That's another military academy. I do think you need to get the Hippias in. Why do you get Hippias in? Why do you get Hippias in is the question that you're probably asking me. Because normally Hippias versus Norse is a no-no. Like, there's just no point. Don't build cavalry versus Norse. It's bad. The reason is because they body block the Hersa. So you can use them to keep your Cyclops alive. And then you can use the Paspers to then get in and take them out. As the temple will get knocked down over here. I almost want to see the Pestilence get dropped down. That's exactly what's going to be happening. We see the Healing Spring getting dropped here as well. More buildings getting taken out. Mini Yeti, he means business at the moment. He's like, no, we ain't playing slow. We're not going to play normal. You didn't expect that I was going to play normal, right, Tunison? No, we go Cyclops rush on Budapest. Why not? So many resources in the bank right now for Tunison. He wants a heroic age. It's understandable that he wants a heroic age, but is that not crazy for him to be attempting to do so? Meanwhile, behind this, we see a random Vaults of Erebus. I'm not even sure that that's the right call for Mini Yeti at the moment. He really should be just pumping out these Cyclops and attempting to break in here. Longhouse is on the top here. Market coming down. The saving grace, so to speak, for Tunison is he's got a back gold mine and he can always expand backwards to this gold mine here. The army's quite slow for Mini Yeti. But for the moment, he doesn't have the units. He's full infantry, which does make it... It does create some issues here for this army of... Well, if you're full infantry, the opponent can go to throw an axeman. Throw an axeman, beat infantry, right? Even if the Hippaspist beat the thrown axeman. Now the raiding cavalry say, hey, you left my base, let me come and attack you. As Mini Yeti says, no, I'm going to keep taking buildings down, and you're going to have to be careful here. Spy gets dropped down onto one of these Cyclops. So another Cyclops going to be getting brought in onto this army. To the top here, going to take down the market too, and... Unison is literally buying his time. He is biding his time. He's getting himself Bragi in. Market goes down. Not the biggest of deals. Like I said, you can just move these guys over here. You can move these guys over here. You can get a transport ship to make it even easier and safer. You can transport ship from this side up to this side. Never lose a dwarf ever. Now we see the medium range soldiers. Enyo's Bow of Horror as some Toxotes will start to get mixed in here. But for the moment, yes, Tunison has lost some buildings. But no, Tunison is not behind in this game. He's got a heroic agent. He's got the army in. He's going to have a flaming weapons, of which Mini Yeti has got no answer. Of which Mini Yeti has no answer to. Another longhouse going to be getting taken down. And Tunison is getting ready to pounce here. He knows he doesn't want his opponent to run because there's going to be a flaming weapons. But does it matter is the question. All of the Hippaspis in can take these units out so fast. Look at those thrown axemen as the raiding cavalry coming straight. Look at the thrown axemen all tied to that throw there. Military resource differential though. It's very, very close. The I can't even speak. The Ursa going down. The flaming weapon's not seeming to be enough here. As the Toxotes taking these units out, there's no Cyclops remaining. And Mini Yeti manages to somehow win through flaming weapons. Try and tell me myth units are bad now, guys. The villagers do move up to the top gold mine. House going down too. Couple more throwing axemen going to be coming out for Tunison. Another Cyclops on the way for Mini Yeti is going to be dropping a couple more military buildings on the front. The thing is, Tunison has managed to get himself another gold mine. And the big thing that he did get out of all this fighting is favor. Some battle balls here will go really, really nicely for Tunison if you can get the gold, if you can start to make them. That's the big bottleneck. It's actually not the favor, it's the resources. He needs to get those in. Got some walls coming up around the side as the raiding cavalry are going to be searching to take those villages out and all the other good stuff. Meanwhile, Godi are in, but we saw this actually earlier, where the Godi from Matrius versus Soup didn't actually work out all too well. All these Toxotes in do so much damage. The town center is getting targeted down. Mini Yeti's got to be a little bit careful on this one, though. This could be where you throw. Charging in to try and take out the town center is normally a no-no, and it does look like Mini Yeti oversteps his bounds just a little bit here. He does make the right move. He pulls back, but Tunison alive for a little bit longer here. Again, last game, Mini Yeti had a really, really nice cheese. He set up. He got a big advantage. I feel like Mini Yeti is in that position where he's got an advantage now. How do you build on this? Do you keep going crazy all in? No. Go Heroic Age, get a second town center, do something else. Like take the advantage that you've got and build on it. But maybe, just maybe, there is enough stuff here for Mini Yeti to break through and destroy this main base. I don't know why he wants to kill the town center so badly, but he wants to. The Toxotes getting some big damage done on the side. Going to take out the Longhouse. There's now heavy upgraded units in. The Cyclops going to be picking up those units and throwing straight onto that back line again. He already did it once. This time, Tunison is prepared. He pulls the units back nicely. He does have the healing spring behind this, but Mini Yeti's army does appear to be holding strong here as the Cyclops continuing to come through. Military, though, now falling for Mini Yeti. Does he get one hit? Yes, he does. A couple of thrown axemen do end up falling onto that backside. Valkyrie spawns coming in as the Cyclops now trying to take down the town center. But Mini Yeti forcing it so hard here. He was so far in front. All of a sudden, he's at best equal on the army. And Tunison's got 200 favor in the bank, building up for another potential flaming weapons. Hoplite's raid finally coming up to the top position. The Pegasus sees it. Tunison knows that it's being seen, but he's like, well, if you can't attack me there, at least you're not killing my main base. So the villagers will start pulling back. Hoplites do have the speed advantage. Throw an axe when I come over here and defend. No problems. Idle time caused. I'm going to say it again. Mini Yeti. Oh, he has a town center. He has a town center. Okay. He does not need to end the game here. There is no world in this. Actually, there's one world. There's one thing that Mini Yeti needs to be worried about. And if you can just ensure that he doesn't lose directly to that, there's nothing that is really... there's no real scary parts about this game anymore if he just sits back and plays defensively. And that's the Nidhog, right? This army pops out and tries to take a fight out in the open. Mini Yeti will win this fight. He doesn't need to chase in. There's no need. He's got a huge army. He can poke. That's fine. Careful of the troll special. Tunison, on the other hand, he's moving from one side to the other. I want that transport ship. This makes this so much quicker. I think the transport ship is like 5 speed. 4.5 speed or something versus the dwarves and villagers to 3.8 speed. Might be 5.5 speed. I don't even know. It's really quick. What's a fishing ship at? 4.8 speed? Yeah, I think the transport ship is like 5 point something. Anyways. Tunison trying to break out. We are going to be seeing Aphrodite coming through. This is something that really Mini Yeti should just be waiting for. You can lose these buildings, no problems. Once you hit Aphrodite, you get the stronger Cyclops. The myth units get stronger. You get the curse, obviously, and then you can go up for your heavy units. It's pulling back for the time being. A third town center coming up for Mini Yeti as well. This economy will start going crazy. One thing that he does get from Aphrodite, I think I'm reading the chat, Apollo does feel like a better choice, but one thing he does get is the golden apples. More myth units is always more myth units. Hill Fort coming up for Tunison in the middle of the map. Now, stone walls coming. I love this tech grab. Stone walls coming through for Mini Yeti is really, really nice. Because it's going to slow down. This just slows down the game so much. And if you're in front on villages, you're in front on military, you're going to get in front on tech soon. That's a big important thing. This wall. He picked the segment here. Funnily enough, he almost lost the technology there, but he will get this one up here, and these Jarls will go after the dock. But no problems there. You can chuck another dock behind this. It's fine. Town center coming up for Tunison on the back here. Is it going to be a mythic age? Where to next for Tunison? Double walls up over here. Another dock coming down. Mini Yeti just sitting back. No problems. There is also another angle here. This hill fort makes Tunison feel safe, but there's going to be a pestilence. Heavy upgrades is needed, though, before this fight truly occurs. He gets himself the infantry tech. As the Cyclops going to go after this position. But there's so many units in. We do have the pestilence getting dropped down. Curse onto the backside. You have to ignore the hill fort to some degree, as Tunison will have to pull all the way back into the main base. The Goaty turning around. You can take out that Nemean line very, very quickly. Doxotes coming through. Hill fort down. We've got Hell coming through. This is the one thing that Tunison has, which is very, very tough for Mini Yeti to deal with. Another flaming weapons to come through. But God Powers aren't the way to play Age of Mythology. You want to go myth units. All the buildings dying. Toxotes getting taken down onto the backside here. We see a battle ball spawn for Tunison. That's got to be nice to help out. Goaty swinging around onto the side to try and get onto those Cyclops here, but the Toxotes are in position to deal with that. Good pullback there as Tunison also running. He accidentally clicks onto the ball there, but nonetheless, more units falling. Battle ball continuing to buck around, doing what it can. Onto the back here, Tunison's Goaty slowly getting taken out. Still missing that heavy range soldiers, but still, the scary thing for Mini Yeti moving forward is the Nidhog. He needs to ensure that he's got fortresses down on his gold mines. He needs to ensure that he gets his heroes out. He needs to make sure that he's not caught out of position with his army, otherwise that Nidhogg will cause tons of problems. Tunison is still very much alive in this game. He's got 52 villages to 75, mind you. He definitely needs good value from his Nidhogg. But there's no restoration. The normal scary thing for the Nidhogg versus Hades versus Zeus is restoration. You drop it onto the Toxotes to feel like you can kill them all off. Opponent clicks restoration, they all stay alive, and they do a huge amount of damage onto the Nidhogg. But with no restoration, it's going to die before the Toxotes get that damage off. As the army continues to jockey back and forth here. Nidhogg now coming through. That's going to hit straight onto this army, and you can do nothing but run here. Fortress is up over onto this side. The Cyclops almost have to sacrifice themselves. Nidhogg goes down 1,000 HP there, but a good fight back from Tunison. More damage onto the Nidhogg coming through ever so slowly. Chiron and Achilles are like the only units here that can do anything, but down to 1,000 HP. There is this fortress over here. Ideas of maybe a secondary a secondary sentinels or something like that could come through. Fire giants in. That free battle boar, I think, also was saving up on that one. But Mini Yeti's got to pull back. Said this was the hard part to get through. And I think Tunison got some really, really good value from the Nidhogg from that fight. But Mini Yeti doesn't even need to fight here. He can just pull back, get himself 100 villagers, go Mythic Age, Hephaestus, all the upgrades. Or Artemis as well is perfectly fine. He's got some Peltas in the army too. And we do have ourselves a pause. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not seeing it. We got a pause. I don't see anything from the players. Generally, when people pause, they have good reason. Oh, looks like well, that's going to happen, isn't it? We're back in. Looks like whatever happened is sorted out. Everyone to this side. The Nidhogg is searching for villagers. He will find the villagers there. Like I said, you need those fortresses down, but the heroes will be charging after this as the army has to pull back behind here. Tunison now pulling this game back from the brink. The Achilles needs to get over here. Villagers falling left, right, and center. Of course, 3 town centers. He's going to get them back, but still, Achilles is 5.3 speed versus 4.3. Should be able to catch up. There's also Chiron somewhere. All of these fire giants as well are going to be a really big problem. Somehow, some way, Tunison has managed to pull this game into what can only be described as an advantage. Nidhogg onto the fishing ships as well. Going to be a big fat problem. They can dive into this position. Where's Achilles gone? You need to focus a little bit on this. Of course, he wants to take these fights. I don't think he should be taking the fights either. Those fire giants are now up to Son of Muspel. You almost need a Mythic Age at the moment as the Nidhogg coming through, picking off more villagers. Achilles trying to deal with this flying unit, but now he says, I'm just going to ignore it. Needed on the front to deal with these fire giants. A fire giant spawned right in front of the Toxotes is huge. Achilles coming around onto the back here. Is the Nidhogg down? I think Nidhogg is down. No, it's not down. Tango is not down. 300 HP and more pain to come. And Mini Yeti is out of everything. He's got plenty of gold. He has an economy. The game's not over by any stretch. 29 HP. Look at the kills. He's done 3,000 damage. Tunison, you bad, bad boy. How are you doing this? Hillfort coming through. Throw an Axeman pulling in over onto this side. Finally, the Nidhogg is down. Not having to worry about that for a long time here will be huge. But Mini Yeti just keeps taking these fights. And, I mean, of course, now he kind of has to. He got drops to the Sentinels, but he just doesn't have any units out. The Son of Muspel, the Fire Giants coming through, they're going to aim to hit that back line yet again, and that's nighty-night to those archers there. As a Frost Giant does get spawned in, that's huge too, because he's also getting affected by the Hell technology. Granite Blood. I think that's what it's called. It is. Ha! Town Center to go down for Mini Yeti as he's barely... Well, he's trying to stay alive here. I mean, can he stay alive is the question. I mean, he's got plenty of resources, economy. He's playing up against the champion units of Tunison, however. Tunison is at full bronze. On the other side, Mini Yeti is nearly at full bronze. Well, he's basically at full bronze too. Fire Giants, a little bit of a misclick there from Tunison. As the Chiron does go down. Son of Muspel on the back is going to go down as well. Town Center about to fall to these portable rams. Ajax, Achilles, Chiron in queue, trying to pop out here. At 960 HP of tank right there, and I don't think Mini Yeti has got much going for himself. He's also, I mean, he can fight it. He can fight it for a really long time, but he doesn't want to. He taps out. Tunison, he says, is too far in front. He's not able to deal with the onslaught. I said there was one thing he had to play through, and that was the Nidhogg. And he did not deal with that well in the slightest. That power spike from Tunison was insane on a technical side and on the practical side and everything in between. Somehow, some way, Tunison manages to make that work. Okay, let's break it down. Mini Yeti goes for the crazy attack. He gets everything he wants. Let's be completely honest. He was so far in front. He got to 3 talent centers first, but he sacked his army and he just kept on trying to break this main town center. There's no need. Get 4 talent centers. Get Mythic Age. Standard Hades versus Greek stuff. If you get ahead, get further ahead. These maps aren't designed to just die on command. They've got gold mines on both sides. You're not going to get a gold staff. Taking the main base down when your opponent's got tons of units there is not going to happen either. But Mini Yeti did not make the right decision. That's all it is. Did not make the right decision. He had a fantastic strategy. He had a huge advantage. But turns out the myth units from Tunison too strong inside of the Son of Muspel and the Nidhogg. 2-1 for Tunison here. He's getting made to work for it in this game, in this series. Can Mini Yeti pull it back, or will Tunison win in 4? Let's jump back to the draft and see what they're going to pick.